Family, welcome to day number 24 of the 28 Days of Love. I am your host, Dr. Sabrina, the people expert. You know, I help people with people, even if that person is themselves. And today we're going to be talking about the 7 strategies of blending families. Because there are some facts about blending families that you need to know. The first fact is that 2,100 blended families are created daily here in the United States. Daily, 2,100 created daily. The second fact is that as of the census of 2010, blended families was the number one type of families that we have here in the United States. Fact number 3 is that 82% of all blended families say that they don't even know where to go and get help for their specific blended family issues. And then number 4 fact is that 70% of pastors, ministers, people who counsel those in the church preparing for marriage and things don't even know how to handle or give advice or how to deal with blended families. So because blended families are such a big deal, they're such a big issue, especially when we talk about love and relationships. You have so many families that children come from one union and that union did not work, and then you get somebody new and you kind of bring in those kids. You remember the old show, The Brady Bunch. He had 3 boys, she had 3 girls, and how did they blend those families together? Yes, that was a whole show back in the 70s. Oh my goodness, about a blended family. And we're still having those issues today. So I want to talk about 7 strategies on blending your family. Things to think about if you're walking down that street of the blended family. The first is that you need to have open, honest discussion about how you're going to blend your family prior to blending your family. Talk about what your rules are, what values you have, what religion you're going to practice, what things about parenting you're going to do. You need to have the discussion, because a lot of times when we get into that first phase of the love relationship, you know, that passion phase, when that chemical cocktail is going on, we don't think logically. And when children are involved and other people are involved, we must think logically. So that means we have to have the open, honest discussion. Number 2 is that we must never, and I mean never, never ever, never ever ever badmouth the absent parent, the parent that is not in the home. You can never badmouth the absent parent, even if they're frustrating you, even if they're irritating you, even if they're doing things that are not what you consider the appropriate way to handle the children, things of that nature. Don't do that in front of the children, because at the end of the day, that's still their family member, and they still have to have respect and love for them, and so you have to model that for them. Ooh, I know that's a hard street to walk on, but you can't badmouth the absent parent in front of the children. Have that discussion off by yourselves as the adults. Number 3 is that you must have open and honest communication on how the children will see and understand real life stuff prior to blending the family. So when you become a single parent and you have children and you begin to date, those are discussions that you need to have with your children about how you date. Because I always say that you are more than just a parent. You are a grown adult. You are a sibling. You are a best friend. All these different roles that you occupy, your children need to understand and have communication about how you do that appropriately. And then how do you teach a behavioral or a social skill? The number one way is by modeling. So what do they see you do? Have they ever seen you go on a date? Appropriate date. Yeah, real life stuff, and have open communication about it, because so many children, parents become single parents. They say, I'm never going to let them see me date. Why not? How are they going to know how to date if they never see dating appropriately? Then number 4, do not allow any form of disrespect for yourself, for your new mate, for the children. And that's a delicate balance to walk. That's a tightrope to watch. And to never disrespect the absent parent whoever they are, on both sides of the family. You can't do it. So you must have respect. And when we talk about discipline, you don't have to, discipline doesn't mean disrespect. Discipline doesn't mean you cuss them out, you call them out their names and things of that nature. You can discipline with respect intact. So respect has to be at the height of the agenda for the family, for the children, for the mate. You can't allow your children to disrespect the mate. Don't do that. Can't do that. You gotta have respect in the house. Number 5. You must infuse fun. First, as the adults, you still need to have your private time as adults, your private time to have your date night, private time to get it in, can I say that? You got to have your private time so that you continue to maintain what connected you in the first place. But then you also must infuse opportunities for fun for the children as well. What are you going to be doing as a family together that's fun? Maybe a suggestion would be that each child one weekend get to pick the activity that you do for fun. So that allows the children to have a voice about what things they like, what things bring them joy, and how they can infuse that into the family as well. Infusion of fun is a big darn deal. Number 6 is you must create and have a discipline plan. How are you going to discipline? And let me say this to single mothers, because I've seen this and I know this, that there are some of you who say that, well, he can't discipline my children, and she can't discipline my children. It's hard pressed to be the head of a household, and people come into your household and you don't have a voice. That's not a good thing either. You have to come together as a couple, as a team, and how you're going to do it as a team, you're going to talk about it. You need to have consequences for these behaviors that are inappropriate, and when they happen, each person get in line with what that plan is about how you're going to discipline, so that the children can never come in between you two, because they will try. Oh my goodness, they will try. And then number 7, you need to expect challenges, because they're going to be challenges. You need to be realistic. Don't have unrealistic expectations. Be realistic and know that challenges are coming. And then also be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with your mate. Be patient with the children. And be patient with the person who's outside of the home that you have to deal with and have the communication with. But expect challenges, because challenges are going to come. Whenever you're putting people together, oh yes, conflict is coming. So know how to deal with it, and know and understand that when you're blending families, think about blending in love. Well, that's day number 24, you all, and we are going to move right into day number 25 tomorrow. Hashtag 28 Days of Love. Follow me on Instagram at The People Expert. Go to my YouTube page and subscribe to my YouTube page, Dr. Sabrina Jackson, and then just look for The People Expert under Dr. Sabrina Jackson. I'll see you tomorrow.